I want to make this clear. You're not an anti-vaxxer, correct?
No, I've said that I try to say that very clearly on TikTok. Oh God, on TikTok, you get everyone coming at you. So I've told people that I did a lot of research before I got the vaccination. They're like, oh, if you'd done a lot of research, then you wouldn't have gotten this. I'm like, okay. So people are like, oh, well, you're anti-vax. I'm like, if I were anti-vax, I wouldn't have gotten the vaccination.
Right. And the thing that because I have a husband that didn't do it, let me tell you, I was this close. I mean, I surprised myself that I got it because my producer's, a friend of my producer's, okay, my producer's 25. He has a friend whose mother died of COVID and she was 52. And I'm 64 and I just feel like I'm not going to get it. And even if I get it, it's not going to kill me because, you know, I'm youthful and I'm Nelsie. So, but I heard that and I was like, so I did it. You know, I did the one and done and no side effects, nothing, knock wood. But so I think what's interesting is you're not an anti-vaxxer, but you're also not putting people that decide not to get vaccines in some anti-vax, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's part of, I think, what's wrong with what's going on out there. Either if, you know, you're right if you get it and you're wrong if you don't, or you're right if you don't get it. You know what I mean? It's like, no, it's a personal decision. And even though you've had this really challenging, hard, painful, debilitating reaction to the vaccine, you're not telling people don't get vaccinated.
No, and I never have, and I never will. And people have said, I think people love to, that was one thing I hated about journalism was when I left journalism, it was right around the time that gotcha journalism became really popular again. And that was the rise of social media. And I think with TikTok especially, and with being on these platforms talking about it, people really want to get you to say something that you regret. And so they're, oh, how do you feel about your kids getting vaccinated? Oh, what if this and what if that? It's like, you're not going to set me up to say something that I'm going to regret saying. Here, what I'm saying is this is what happened to me. And here's what's happened to my friends. I've had these wonderful women reach out who are part of, right now I'm blanking on their website. I'll send it to you at some point.
Yeah, send it to me. We'll put it.
Yeah, it's some like COVID long haulers group. They're people who have had COVID who are having these like long haul effects from it, and then people who have had vaccination.
Through all this, you've created a relationship with these women, these long hauler COVID people.
Yes, so they're COVID long haulers, and then there are people that it's Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, and Johnson & Johnson of people who have had reactions to the vaccination who are just needing help. And it's not people who are most of them are not anti-vax. They're just people who had a reaction. They just want help. We've just talked to each other, and some people have tried the ivermectin route and other just different strategies. And we've just all said like, hey, how are you doing? Like, what can we do to help? And we've just been really nice to each other. And that's that. So when I put stuff out there, it's just been, here's my experience. I try to joke about it. I try to encourage other people to talk about it. And one of the big things is when I first put my story out there, I had someone message me and say, I was so down in the dumps that I almost took my own life. And your story was the first story I saw that was related to what I was going through. So thank you for putting out there, because I was too afraid to talk about it. And I thought, how are you too afraid to talk about it? How are we in a world where talking about an experience, especially something like this, it's one thing to be like living in a country where something would be politicized, or, you know, in a war-torn country where you couldn't speak. But we're in America, and this is a vaccination. It's a shot you get in your arm. Like, how could we not talk about it and be afraid to talk about it?
Yeah, and it's a shot that we're being told we must get and we should get. And if we don't get it, then we're part of some fringe group or part of some, conspiracy theory group.
Right.
But that, I think that attitude and point of view can be extrapolated to so many other things now, unfortunately, that if you don't see the world the way I see it, whether you're on this end of the spectrum or that end, then you're wrong, then you're fucked up, then you're bad. then you're bad. And I think that that climate is so shocking and scary. And that you're just saying, here I am, and this is what happened to me.
Yeah. I've been doing my best to stay positive with some of the negative comments on TikTok. But one thing that I do, if someone is really heartless on TikTok, like really, really bitchy, is once a week, I find the absolute just most cutthroat comment. And I will see if that person has their Venmo or something listed on TikTok, and I will send them $10, and I will say, hurt people, and I will send them $10 on Venmo.
Wow.
Just because I feel like it's a total boss bitch moment to be able to do that. Just be like, hurt people, bitch. Just send it. It makes me so good.
Yeah.
And I just think, like, what would you do?
Yeah.
Like, what would you do if you're just out there being just bitchy and just fighting, and then someone you were being a total jerk to just sends you $10 and it's like,
yeah, suck it, bitch. Here, take these $10, you fuckhead. And you just, I know, because I remember one of your posts was like somebody saying you were faking it. And I'm sorry to laugh when I say that, because it's just like, what?
What am I doing? Like, why? What would I gain from that? And
I know, it's like, yeah, because I'm on Oprah now, and I got a book deal. And have you seen my Rolls Royce? As someone who's trying to have more compassion for myself and others, I guess the question is, what motivates those people? And like you said, hurt people. And, maybe just send them love and affection, or send them $10.
Yeah, I do my best to love others, but there's days I'm like,
yeah. Oh, please. Well, you just heard me call them a fuckface, so I'm not. I ain't practicing what I'm preaching.
Being married to a homicide detective, I know some good.
Oh man,
that's the best way to get away with this. Can I do it?
Losing it. Losing it. If you